Nigeria's Monetary Policy Committee meeting is underway in Abuja, and Nigerians anxiously await the decision of the committee on the monetary policy rates. The MPC is the body responsible for setting the monetary policy rate in Nigeria, the rate that serves as the base for all interest rates in the financial markets. The MPC has already raised interest rates twice in a row this year, placing the lending rate at 14% at the last meeting, which held in July. The outcome of this meeting will be made public Tuesday afternoon, and you can catch it live on the network service of the NTA. The World Bank has said that Nigeria's economic outlook is uncertain, and its ability to attract domestic and foreign investment is also crashing, raising concerns over welfare. The Washington-based institution said this in its draft report for state action on business-enabling reforms, which is available on its website, which read in part that although the Nigeria's economy in 2021-2022 recovered from recession induced by the COVID-19 pandemic and lower oil prices, growing by 3.6% in 2021 with an expected growth of 3.2% in 2022. Welfare has continued to deteriorate. The country's economic outlook remains uncertain and threatened by many issues, including the impact of the 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine on the global economy. Lower than expected oil production due to technical inefficiencies, heightened insecurity, higher uncertainty on policy direction arising from the upcoming February 2023 general elections, and worsening physical risk related to the PMS subsidy deductions. The World Bank stressed the need to catalyze private investment in order to boost growth and create jobs, noting that this type of investment was declining in the country. A joint committee on the National Assembly has queried the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, the Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and the Controller General of Nigeria Customs Service, and asked that they appear before it on the state of the award of scanners that have been adjudged non-functional. Also to appear before it is Senator Francis Alime Kena, details on custom by the Ministry of Finance to provide the IT infrastructure for Nigerian customs for effective scanning activities. The Joint Committee has also summoned the freight forwarders under the aegis of National Association of Government Approved Freight Forwarders, Africa Association of Professional Freight Forwarders and Logistics of Nigeria, and Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents. Now, Oji Philip is a tax analyst, and he joins me to look at the recent efforts to introduce tax audit laws in Nigeria. You're welcome to Business Express.
Thank you. Please, I didn't know your name.
Well, the name is Musa Abubakar.
Musa Abubakar, thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm happy to be part of this program.
I can see that. Okay, well, let's talk tax. Okay, tax has always, or revenue has been a preoccupation of most governments to see that they've generated as much as possible, and also plugging up leakages is also another area. So, we'd like you to just give us a view of plugging of leakages. What do you make of it?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you, Nigerians. The impact, I believe, the bill that we are pushing in the National Assembly will make is to stop this area of doubting whether Nigeria will recover. I'm not part of lamenting. I don't like lamenting. Okay. We have a way out.
But can you give us a picture?
Yeah, that's what I'm coming to say.
Okay.
All right. My name is Oji Philip Oji, okay. A tax analyst.
Okay.
I have stayed in different places in the world, particularly in Singapore. A lot of these countries don't do any other thing without tax and not making tax expensive. That is not the way to get it work. The best way to get tax working is the audit side of the tax. Okay. What are you doing to investigate? And that comes with making it transparent through Tax transparency, meaning that the collectors shouldn't be a judge in his own case. That is where you start to shut the leakages. You can't block any leakage by pronouncements, proclamations. You understand? So it is an authority given through the National Assembly. There will be a law that will create National Inspector General for Tax Crime Commission, which is the bill I author.
Now, before we get to that,
I'm the author of the bill.
We'll definitely talk about that. I want you to give us a view of plugging revenue leakages.
Yeah. Let me start by saying, I said it before, but let me just say it the way you understand.
Okay.
When you operate a tax administration and you ignore the area of tax inspector, which is like places like UK, America, Canada, places, you are like saying somebody that's alive not to have oxygen. So what we are asking is for tax inspector that will take care of those things that is causing the leakage. The leakage is not coming from corruption. The leakage is purely policy matters. So the system needed this overhaul. And overhaul doesn't mean going to start putting a particular thing inside Federal Revenue Service. What it's supposed to be is the tax inspectors without border of the OECD. I'm telling you, because when you say how do we plug it, you can't plug it until they pass the bill into law. It's a law. You don't say it with mouth. Even let me tell you again, the blockage of tax today is very simple. Okay. We are running a digital economy in the globe, the entire globe. So when you join the OECD tax inspectors without border, you will see that they will even help you to even control this domestic tax, because they needed an institution that is given a responsibility for investigation, auditing, inspecting, and evaluation, which is National Inspector General for Tax Crime Commission, like the TICTA of the United States. See that the United States have a National Inspector General for Tax Administration. All right, that place is TICTA. It came by 1998. So IRS cannot do it. IRS did not generate anything more than 1.something trillion before TICTA come on board in 1998. Can you imagine from 1960? They were just going with 800 billion. So why is it that before 1998 to 1999, they were able to generate 2 trillion to the surprise of the MPs? The entire parliament of the United States was surprised. Between less than 8 months to 10 months, they saw a whopping amount ranging to $2 trillion. Now they were close to 4 something trillion dollars. Look, nobody is corrupt. It's a system failure. This area of calling Nigeria corrupt, no. There are more sophisticated corrupt men in the world more than Nigeria. Nigeria don't even have the power.
Okay, you are pursuing this bill, right? Okay. What will be the role of the Inspector General for Tax Crimes Commission?
Yeah. Our role is not to come and collect tax. It's not even our job. Our job is to make the office of Auditor General relevant. Okay. So now, I'm sorry, but that is how I have to say it. It's a bit redundant. You know why? You don't give this information like we are going to do now. If God help us, because they are doing a very good job in the National Assembly right now. Look, that office is where we are going to report, not a finance minister. Before our report will go to the National Assembly, where we will go and show them what we are going to do is tax receipt. There's a server. Immediately you pay anything you do in tax, we hit our server. We don't want to see the money. Just like any other institution, even private institutions, there are people who give you receipt. It's not the person that collects money. Okay. But all of them will come for counter balance later in the day. That is what we are coming to do. We are not there to investigate Federal Revenue somehow, but we are there to investigate them too, because they cannot be judged to their case. The owners of tax revenue you are seeing is the community and the parliament, not the Federal Revenue or another the executive. Because the people that you see that paying this tax, every community have their representative in the National Assembly, both the lower and upper house.
So what's the proposed gain for this particular bill? What do you expect to achieve?
Is it me?
Or, I mean, the country.
I know, because the experience I have is from the outside of the world. I mean, when you talk about international, they are not God. They're only conscious of their situation and they work towards it, and they are achieving. Then we end up not doing well and go to collect from them to borrow. Borrow what? We have to borrow ideas. Let me tell you what we are going to gain. If this National Inspector General for Tax can come to be, because now we are the stage of third reading, that is my happiness.
Okay.
So, I don't want Nigeria to panic. There is no logic towards it. If Kenya can do it, if Uganda can do it, if South Africa can do it, Uganda can do it, it's a small thing.
Okay, it's something that has been tried.
People are doing it.
Okay.
That's the way out. The OECD that is the control remove our name.
Okay.
We came in local in the OECD 1990.
Okay, you were talking about the proposed gain for the country.
So let me not leave that area.
Okay.
Now immediately you came in. Look, sometimes people don't know. Some people are paying more than double taxation in Nigeria, meaning that there was something wrong with the model. I mean, our methodology is wrong. We are even up to now, we are still operating in the 1939 tax law. Very outdated. The time you enforce tax like this is a task force. Tax administration is not task force. When you don't make it friendly with those that are paying you, which is in fact they are the most important. If they feel bad or their perception is that you are not transparent enough, number one, you are charging A more than B. I mean, the inequality that you will see is that maybe the poor is even the person paying the widow's mite. These are the things that you see that the inflow that's supposed to come through voluntary compliance will not come. And you know, if you like use gun, you can't enforce tax to make money. But when you make it friendly and people see some transparency in it, the flow will come on its own. And when they see that the collector is not the person that is inspecting, they will have some confidence in the system. And it will be natural thing. It has been happening in every part of the world.
Will it boost tax collection?
We will just need the tax will flow.
Okay.
We don't need to go to people's premises to collect tax, remember? The world of today, I mean the electronics world we are operating today, electronic service delivery. Granted that you can be in US and be doing business in Nigeria, we don't need to even see you, but you have to collect tax from the person. So if you don't have tax inspectors without border, which is what OECD is preaching, in fact they remove our name. It was recently they are insisting that if we don't do and connect with them proper, which means by the grace of God, I'm seeing them passing this bill very soon. So if we don't key to them, we may not be able to sell some of our nuts like cashew nut, cocoa. They say go and key in because they are conscious of the global security, not just tax. But I don't want to overheat that. It's not my area. I'm talking about, let's talk about why are we not making it in tax? It's not adding money every day. No. And the inequality is that every day that they break, a baby that is up to the age of eating Indomie or Golden More is paying tax in this country. Why would somebody say we're not paying tax? What we need is to harmonize the inequality to be able to balance.
I understand that the bill you're proposing will like somehow improve our tax collection to like 25%?
30% and more.
Okay.
Yeah. I will tell you something. If you do this thing by the grace of God the way it is, I have the organogram. Okay. Or maybe the structure, the framework. Because we are going to be in every state. So be able to, there is no land or building that you know in Nigeria.
Now you talked about...
I'm talking about where the money will come from.
You're talking about in every state. Where does the state now key in?
The people, this particular agency will have their tax inspector's office in every state. Okay. And Abuja and the federal capital. And even the zonal listen, because even the United States, they take tax in every of their embassies. In fact, we are going to be one of our members. I mean, if this thing happen, all right, the government do it. If God will help us, it will happen because already they are serious. You will see that we will have our attaché in all our embassies. Because some of the things you see that they will need to go, they don't need to call people from here. They need to just go there and be part of the meeting, or maybe they will receive our people coming for training. There's a lot of things to do with training. Even when they signed this bill into law, the Americans signed their own into law 1998, but they were able to start work January 1999 because it took them 7 months to be able to go for training. They even went to train when their training was done in UK.
Are we also going to see improvement in transparency and accountability?
It will happen naturally. Immediately you pass this thing into law, it's not a force. It is something, immediately you do it, there is an installation you will do. Whatever thing that happens in federal level, we will hit our server. So if nobody will be stupid enough to go and touch such money that is already existing in somebody's system, because when I call it obvious temptation. If you allow somebody to know that nobody is coming behind, no matter how good the person is, the person will be tempted to touch or behave funny.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
OG Philip OG,
Yes.
tax analyst.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing your thought. And we hope that this bill gets passed so that we can see much more improvement
In case you are ending this thing, let me say smart, I have seen you going somewhere. Allow me.
Okay, I'm afraid time will not.
No, please, let me just say it, because I am surprised when the thing was started. And look, I did not start this thing. This is 4 years. Let me give you this bit, please. We have over 2 million Nigerians that I made Association of Concerned Citizens of Nigeria on Revenue and Economy for 36 states of the Federation. All right? We are there now. The Senate President and any other person is interested in the bill. So Nigerians are panicking. Let them not panic. This bill will settle all those things they are saying.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now moving on, the national grid collapsed this morning at about 10:55 a.m., causing a nationwide outage amid torrential rainfalls nationwide. Cause of the collapse as well as the possible restoration timeline is yet to be ascertained. Meanwhile, the first set of mega transformers procured under the federal government Siemens deal have arrived in Nigeria. Joshua Ojito reports that the transformers are part of power equipment to be delivered under the Presidential Power Initiative aimed at boosting electricity generation and distribution as well as stabilize the grid.
In the coming months, Nigerians will be witnessing installation of mega transformers procured from Siemens Energy by the federal government. Already, federal government has taken delivery of first set of the transformers, with inauguration expected in October this year. Factory acceptance test of the transformers was earlier carried out at the Siemens factory in Italy, where federal government delegation witnessed the exercise. In addition to 10 mega transformers, mobile substations among other power equipment will be delivered by Siemens Energy under the Presidential Power Initiative.
The Mobitra transformers, we have identified load centers across the country where these transformers will be taken immediately, and it will give us the boost of the quick win we have been talking about in the phase 1 of the Siemens.
The Presidential Power Initiative, conceived by the Buhari administration, is to address challenges of power supply in the country, thereby strengthening the transmission network and increase electricity generation and distribution to 25,000 megawatts by 2025. Joshua Ojito.
Now, the federal government, through the Bureau of Public Enterprises, BPE, has denounced claims it is currently gearing up to put the transmission company of Nigeria up for sale, urging the public to disregard the claim. The BPE, in a statement signed by Ibe Uzuma Chidi, head public communications, stated that the news is completely false in all its ramification and a mere fabrication by mischief makers aimed at creating room for another needless strike by electricity workers. Now it's time to take a trip to the commodities market. Again, it was another week in the red as stocks slipped week on weekend on. Let's see Aisha Musa for details.
last week was a negative one for the stock market in Nigeria as the NGX All-Share Index appreciated by 0.91% to close the week at 49,026.62. and the market capitalization at 26.445 trillion naira. Our total turnover of 562.8 million shares worth 9.438 billion naira in 16,013 deals were traded last week by investors on the floor of the exchange. The financial service industry led the activity chart with 381.9 million shares valued at 4.5 billion naira traded in 8,627 deals. The ICT industry followed, and the third place was the services industry. Trading in the top three equities, Zenith Bank PLC, NGX Group PLC, and Guarantee Trust Holding PLC accounted for 183.9 million shares worth 3.49 billion naira in 3,628 deals. A total turnover of 4,938 units of exchange-traded products valued at 2.135 million naira were traded last week in 18 deals, while 2,961 units of federal government bonds valued at 2.9 million naira were traded in 8 deals. All other indices finished lower, with the exception of NGX Premium, NGX Banking, NGX Pension, NGX AfriBank Value, NGX Merry Value, which appreciated, while the NGX ASEM, NGX Growth, NGX Sovereign Bond closed flat. 17 equities appreciated in price during the week, 42 equities depreciated in price, while 97 equities remain unchanged.
The Nigerian Stock Exchange pulled back its Friday losses, with stocks bouncing back on Monday as the all-share index closed trade on a positive note, 49,189.32 basis points. A total turnover of 119.2 volume of shares worth 854.7 billion naira exchange hands in 3,580 deals at the end of the session, with market equity at 26.5 trillion naira. Let's now join in Ekako for update on global stocks.
Hello and welcome to the Global Market Review. Let's start by telling you that hundreds of Tunisians protested on Sunday night in the capital against poverty, high prices, and the shortage of foodstuff as the country suffers an economic and political crisis. Tunisia is struggling to revive its public finances as discontent grows over inflation running at nearly 9% and the shortage of many food items in stores because the country cannot afford to pay for some imports. Meanwhile, African stocks extended declines this Monday, with major stocks sliding into a bear market, except for Tunisia's tone index, which gained 0.2%. U.S. equity futures also fell as surging interest rates and foreign currency turmoil threatened to push the S&P 500 to a new low for the year. The Dow Jones Industrial Average futures fell 0.27%, S&P 500 depreciated by 0.26%, and Nasdaq 100 was down 0.05%. Asian markets finished broadly lower, with stocks in Japan leading the region. The Nikkei 225 in Japan dropped 2.66%. The Shanghai Composite was down 1.2%, and the Hong Kong Hang Seng Index was down by 0.44%. European stocks were steady on Monday as investors continued to weigh the deteriorating economic outlook in the region. The DAX rose 0.44%, the French CAC gained 0.11%, while UK FTSE was down 0.01%. And that's Market Review. I am Neka Oko.
Well, that's it. This is where we draw the curtain on this episode of the program. Don't forget you can access all previous episodes on YouTube on the NTA's channel. We value your feedback. Do join us again Tuesday morning. I am Musa Abubakar.